I'm not sure if he's going to testify. What do you guys think? Will he testify? I know since he's an attorney, he probably thinks he's the smartest person in the room. And if he testifies, he can change everybody's mind that this person that he thinks, you know, that is not even real did it. We'll see.
Good afternoon, please be seated. Please be seated.
Do we have a witness present?
We have a witness present.
Okay.
Didn't notice.
We can bring the jury in. All right, everyone, please be seated and please call the next witness.
Cameron Nelson.
Good afternoon. Before you have a seat, please raise your right hand and take the oath.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I do.
Please be seated.
Would you say your name, please?
Cameron Nelson,
How do you spell Cameron?
Cameron,
Where do you live?
in Williamsburg, Virginia.
Did you travel here from Williamsburg, Virginia for this trial?
I did not. During the week for work, I live in Falls Church, Virginia.
How long have you been living there?
In Falls Church?
Yes.
Since January 2025.
How are you currently employed?
I'm employed as an attorney for the Defense Health Agency
And how long have you been working with that agency?
since February 2022.
And what is the mission of that agency?
The Defense Health Agency administers the military health system, taking care of the beneficiaries of active duty, retired, and reserve members of the armed forces.
You married?
I am, yes, sir.
What's your husband's name?
His name is Benjamin Gray Nelson II.
What does he go by?
He goes by Gray.
How is he employed?
He's employed with his own businesses. He owns restaurants.
Which type of restaurant?
Mellow Mushroom Pizza Bakers.
Okay. How many does he own?
3.
Where?
In Charlottesville, Virginia, Williamsburg, Virginia, and Newport News, Virginia. Closer.
You can position yourself closer.
Can you tap your microphone, make sure it's working? Did you serve in the military?
Yes, sir, I did.
What branch?
In the Navy.
And what was your military occupational specialty?
I started as a nurse corps officer where I practiced oncology and medical surgical nursing, and then later switched into Advocate General's Corps where I practiced as an attorney.
How long did you serve in the Navy?
20 years active with total 24, including reserve time.
Did you retire?
Yes, sir, I did.
In good standing?
Yes, sir.
What was your rank when you left the Navy?
Commander.
Can you see the defendant in this case, Nicholas Kassotis, from where you're seated?
Yes, I can.
How do you know him?
Nick and I met at Naval Justice School in 2008 when he was attending the basic lawyer course.
And what was your job and what was his job while you were at the Naval Justice School?
After he finished that course, he reported to the Naval Legal Service Office Mid-Atlantic, where we were both stationed, until I departed in 2009.
What happened to you personally around 2009?
In February of 2009, I was diagnosed with cancer for the first time, and I was scheduled to deploy aboard the USNS Comfort, which is one of 2 hospital ships. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go on that deployment because of that diagnosis.
And when the defendant learned that you had been deployed, what, if anything, did he do?
He took that deployment for me. In fact, the same day that I reported to the command to let them know the diagnosis, Nick immediately volunteered to take that deployment so that I could focus on treatment.
What was your relationship like with the defendant during that period of time?
It was good. We became friends. We worked together, socialized together, both with our colleagues and our spouses as well.
And how long was that deployment on the USNF Comfort?
It was approximately 5 months.
And where was the deployment?
Central America, South America, and the Caribbean.
At some point during your career, were you ever stationed at the Pentagon?
Yes, sir, I was.
From when to when?
The first time from 2011 to 2014, And the second time, after a postgraduate degree, I came back from 2015 to 16.
And what kind of work did you do while you were at the Pentagon?
The first time I was the flag aide for the Advocate General of the Navy and also worked for the Chief of Naval Operations as a Deputy Legal Counsel. The second time I was temporarily assigned to the Office of the Advocate General Code 18, which did cyber law, as well as the Department of Defense Office of General Counsel for Intelligence.
During the time that the defendant was in the Navy, was he too also stationed at the Pentagon?
Yes, sir, he was.
And what was his job at the Pentagon?
He was also assigned to what we call OJAG, both to Code 13, which practiced administrative law, and to Code 10, international law.
Are you familiar with the defendant's first wife, Heather?
Yes, sir, I am.
How do you know Heather?
I met Heather through Nick. Once they began dating and became engaged, we continued to socialize with them, and we attended their wedding.
At some point, did they become divorced?
Yes, sir, they did.
And following their divorce, did the defendant ever discuss the breakup with you?
He did.
What did he say about their breakup?
He expressed significant distress about the fact that there had been infidelity, which he alleged had been on Heather's part.
I'm showing you now a photograph that's marked States Exhibit 2.32. Can you see this photograph from where you're seated?
Yes, sir, I can.
Do you recognize the person in this photograph?
Yes, sir, I do.
Who is that?
Mindy.
Do you know her last name?
Maiden name was Mebane, married name Kassotis.
How did you come to know Mindy?
I also met Mindy through Nick, and we developed a close friendship. Mindy was incredibly vibrant and generous, and we became closer over time.
And did they become married?
They did, yes, sir.
Did you attend that wedding?
I did.
Do you recall a time that the defendant was discharged from the Navy?
I do.
Roughly when did that occur?
Approximately 2017.
And did he discuss with you his work plans after he left the Navy?
He shared that he was interested in practicing cyber law and information technology law, and had developed that interest in part through his Master of Laws program at Georgetown.
Did he ever mention to you an association with Microsoft?
He did. He shared that in his job search as he was leaving the Navy, he had gone to an event called Jobs for JAGs, which is an annual event that's hosted by the Judge Advocate Association. There he met a man named Peter who worked for Microsoft in some capacity, and that Peter had been interested in talking about cyber opportunities for Nick.
And did you communicate with the defendant after he left the Navy?
Yes, I did.
Were you asked by Detective Frost with the Liberty County Sheriff's Office to indicate the different addresses and phone numbers that you had used to communicate with him?
Yes, sir.
I'm showing you now what's marked in States Exhibit number 2.33 and ask if you can identify them.
Yes, sir, I do recognize those. That's a list of email addresses and phone numbers with which I communicated with Mindy and Nick.
And I provided to the Liberty County
Correct.
Sheriff's Office. I'll tender it this time. States Exhibit 2.33.
Any objection? No objection. It is admitted.
At some point during the time you were communicating with the defendant, did you guys use Signal?
We did.
What is Signal?
Signal is an app where you can text or make phone calls. They're encrypted, as far as I understand. It's not uncommon to use that because it doesn't use data charges in a lot of cases if you're on Wi-Fi.
And does it have a feature that can make the messages disappear?
You can. Either user could set that message to disappear at a certain period of time or immediately.
And at some point we'll get to later, you provided messages to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation
I did.
and explain how they did not disappear?
Generally, Nick had set the text settings so that they would disappear. Sometimes he did not do that, and it's not my habit to have messages disappear unless I intentionally delete them, so I had not deleted those.
At some point, did Nick ever discuss with you threats that he was receiving?
He did.
What did he say?
He explained first that there had been an issue with his USAA banking account, that someone had either hacked his account or had somehow, I think an employee of USAA or more than one employee had accessed his account. He also explained that there had been issues with his mail. And in addition to that, he explained that his first wife, Heather, had attempted to break into the house.
Did he say anything to you about threats made by Heather?
He indicated that Heather had made threats to him. I don't recall specifically, but that he had reported the threats from Heather and the break-in to the Alexandria Police Department and the issues with the banking and the mail to the FBI.
That's what he said.
Correct.
Did there come a time that he began experiencing financial problems?
He explained that he had been, yes.
And what did he tell you about his financial problems?
That related back to the USAA issues. He explained that he did not have access to any of the money that was in his account and was struggling to pay bills, common bills, and very basic level bills like vet bills, medical bills for Mindi, food, and was in distress because of that.
Did you and your husband attempt to help him out financially?
We did. Prior to May of 2018, we had provided some minimal assistance. In May of 2018, he asked for $2,000 in cash, which I did provide. And that date stands out because it's a time that I had also been diagnosed with cancer a second time. And Nick had indicated that he felt it was a significant thing to ask me to do that while I was undergoing cancer treatment, that he would not do so if it were not an emergency.
Now, was this a gift or a loan?
It was a loan.
Did there come a time that he was given access to a Capital One Venture credit card?
Yes, sir.
Tell the jury about that.
As time went on, we provided more assistance. And while Nick and Mindi were still in Alexandria, we provided, not housing, but we provided food, medical expenses, and dog food or vet bills for Rusty, their dog. And as time went on and we got closer to the time they left in November 2019, we opted to use a credit card so that we could easily track what was being spent, knowing that it might go up after they left the area because there would be housing expenses as well.
And how much did the defendant charge to that credit card?
In total,
Total.
approximately $198,000.
And that was a loan, not a gift.
That was a loan. On two separate occasions, Nick indicated that he intended to repay and had either set up a wire transfer to repay us or had actually gotten a cashier's check, and those never materialized.
Has he ever paid a penny towards that debt?
Not a penny.
At some point, he was cut off from using that card. Is that correct?
He was in early 2021. At this point, it had been over a year and a half that we just felt like it was no longer sustainable. That Nick had repeatedly said that he would attempt to make some repayment, and we understood he had repaid at least one other friend based on what he had shared with us. And we decided that it was just not sustainable to continue to allow him to borrow money.
And so he was cut off approximately when?
January 2021,
When's the last time you saw the defendant?
November 2019.
Under what circumstance?
It was as he and Mindi were preparing to leave Alexandria, and they came to our home and we had dinner together.
And after you last saw him, did you continue to stay in touch with him?
We did, mostly by text message.
At some point, was there any conversation by the defendant about changing his name?
Yes, sir, there was.
Tell the jury about that.
I don't recall the date. It was after they left Alexandria, and Nick shared that he had learned that his parents were not his biological parents. And so he was going to change his last name to Stark as a result of that discovery.
And did he tell you why he picked Stark?
My understanding was that that was the name of his biological parents.
What about his birthday?
He also changed his birthday. His original birthday, I believe, was in June, and he changed it to February 14th. He told me that was his actual birthday.
Did you ever have any conversation with the defendant about his writing?
I did. Nick and Mindi had both shared that Nick had developed an interest in writing fiction. I would categorize it as short horror stories, and that he had had some success publishing on online forums.
Was there one in particular that stands out that he claimed was a success?
There was. Nick shared with me that one of his stories had been purchased and would be turned into a movie. And that was, he told me that in 2022, but I think the story was published in 2019 originally.
Do you recall the name of that story?
I do.
What is it?
I think my mother-in-law is trying to kill me.
And what was the mother-in-law's name of this?
Betsy.
When you would communicate with him, especially electronically, how would he refer to Mindi?
Usually by the initial M, which she referred to her in conversation as well, vocal conversation prior to the time they left Alexandria.
And I'm going to show to you State's Exhibit number 2.34, 2.35, 2.36, 2.37, 2.38, 2.39, 2.40, 2.41. I want you to take a moment and look at these documents and tell me if you recognize what's going on.
I do. These are text messages on Signal to me from Nick.
Okay. Are they all true and accurate copies of the actual text message that you received from the defendant?
Yes, sir, I took them as screenshots.
And have you had an opportunity to review those before court today?
I have.
And did you provide law enforcement with copies of those?
I did.
Well, I'll tender at this time, Your Honor, each of those exhibits, 2.34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, they've been shown to opposing counsel.
Any objection? No objection. They're all admitted. There are 8 documents in Memphis City.
All right, starting first with Exhibit 2.34, on what date was that sent?
June 8th, 2022.
And what did he tell you in that message?
He shared the news that Mindi was pregnant in this message.
Now turning to Exhibit 2.35, what's the date?
October 26, 2022.
And if you would read that to the jury, please, both your response and his response.
Yes, sir. I asked Nick, how is M doing? And
What is the date on that?
October 29, 2022.
And would you read that for the jury?
Nick indicated that Mindi was doing a little worse, headed to the hospital again in the morning unless this new medication starts to work. I replied, oh no, sending lots of prayers and hugs. Is the hospital okay? Tell the nurses to be good to her. Nick replied, it is. They've been very decent with things, explaining options and timelines. And I replied, I'm very glad to hear that.
I don't recall where you currently work right now. What's the name of that agency?
I currently work for the Defense Health Agency, but I no longer practice as a nurse. I'm currently practicing as an attorney.
But are you familiar with what service members and their families are entitled to use TRICARE?
Yes, sir. TRICARE is a health plan that provides health care to designated beneficiaries. In general, those beneficiaries would be active duty, reserve, or retired service members and their families, medal honor winners, survivors, and dependents, as well as other categories that may not be named, but there are very specific limitations as to who's eligible for TRICARE.
So in November of 2022, while the defendant is out of the Navy, and Mindi has no association with the Navy, would they have been entitled to care from TRICARE?
Based on what I understood of Nick's status, and that he had been discharged fully from the reserves and what he had shared with me, I do not believe that he would have been eligible.
Let me direct your attention to Exhibit 2.37. What is the date?
November 1st, 2022.
Would you read that for the jury?
I inquired, how is M doing? Nick responded, I think a little better. We have an appointment tomorrow afternoon, so we're hopeful that we're getting a thumbs up for her to move on at it. Hopefully they've seen some improvement. I replied, a little better is in fact better. We will keep saying prayers. How are you? Nick replied, I'll be okay just as soon as I know everything is good with her. I can only repack everything so many times to identify new efficiencies.
Now look at State's Exhibit 2.38. What is the date?
December 1st, 2022.
Would you read that to the jury, please?
Nick texted, "Hi Cameron, I have no idea how to write this, and I'm so sorry to send it like this, but Em passed away. Please keep that close hold. I would never ask you to keep it from Gray, but I don't know how to manage anything else, and I know a lot of people still need to be told. I don't have many answers yet about what happened, I've just never felt this bad." I replied, "I'm so sorry to hear this. My heart breaks for you. How can we help?"
Now direct your attention to Exhibit 2.39. You see it?
Yes, sir.
What's the date?
December 5th, 2022.
Would you please read that to the jury?
Nick texted, "They said it was a stroke. Nothing that could have been done. Her dad said it runs in the family. I didn't know that. I don't know if that makes it better or worse, but now we know, I guess." And I replied, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. What a shock, especially at such a young age. I think it helps only in that it stops your mind from some of the constant wondering." Nick replied, "Her blood pressure had been a constant concern, but not in this way. Like it worried me, but I didn't think this was the worst case."
Now take a look at Exhibit 2.40. What is the date?
December 11th, 2022.
And would you read that to the jury?
I texted Nick, "Checking on you, how's today going?" And Nick replied, "So. I had Em's ashes back. The process was awful, and I never got to see her after I was told, and I feel sick about it. I thought that it was going to be different, and maybe I should have asked more questions, but I just wasn't comprehending."
And finally, turn your attention to Exhibit 2.41. What's the date?
March 28th,
Of what year?
2023.
Would you read that to the jury?
Nick texted, "I heard a rumor you were trying to find me. My car quite literally exploded on me, and I've been in the hospital while I wait to see what happened. Sorry I've been so hard to reach. The other phone died in the fire. You should see the photos. Gray would probably find them interesting."
And then were there photographs attached to that text?
There were, yes, sir.
And are they attached to that exhibit?
They are.
That's all the questions I have. Thank you.
Mr. Westy, from the village.
Good afternoon, Ms. Nelson. I'm Doug Weinstein, I'm representing Nick Kassotis in this case. You got to know Nick, did you say at Naval Justice in 2008, is that correct?
We met briefly there, yes.
And when did you get to actually know him better?
During our first duty station in the Virginia General Corps in Norfolk.
What was Nick like?
Kind. Nick was the first person to offer to help someone. Frequently he was the first person to volunteer, as obviously he volunteered for the deployment for me.
Did you ever know him to be violent?
No,
Did he have a temper?
not that I saw.
In State's Exhibit 2.37 from November 1st of 2022, I believe Nick references repacking everything. What did you take that to mean?
That they were going to relocate to a different house or a different location.
Was that common for them at the time?
Yes, it happened.
How often would you say they moved, as far as you know?
Often it varied.
Every few days, every few months, every few weeks?
It could be all of the above.
You've retained a law firm to try to recover the money that you lent to Nick, correct?
We did.
And the law firm is Kaufman and Cannolis?
Kaufman and Knowles, yes.
Kaufman and Knowles. And the amount that you are seeking to recover from Nick Kassotis is $199,402.91. Does that sound about right?
About right.
Okay, I have no further questions. Thank you.
Before the witness comes in, if everyone would please check your phones, make sure they're off and on silent. I appreciate your cooperation. Good afternoon, ma'am. Please raise your right hand and take the oath.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be true, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and so help you God?
Please take a seat.
Would you state your name, please?
Heather Thomas,
Where do you live?
Alexandria, Virginia.
Did you travel here from Alexandria, Virginia to testify for this trial?
Yes, I did.
How are you employed?
I work for the federal government in the Department of Commerce.
Well, what are your duties there?
I'm a government contracting official.
Are you married?
Yes, I am.
When did you get married?
In October of 2015.
Do you have any children?
Yes, I have one daughter.
How old is she?
She's 8.
Is your husband employed?
Yes.
Where is he employed?
The Department of Defense.
From where you're seated, can you see the defendant Nicholas Kassotis in this case?
Yes.
Do you know that person?
Yes.
How do you know him?
I was married to him.
From when to when?
2009 to 2015.
How did you meet?
On eHarmony.
And how long after meeting him was it that you became married?
Very quickly after.
Was he in the military?
Yes.
What branch?
In the Navy.
What was his job in the Navy?
He was a JAG officer.
At some point, while he was in the Navy, was he deployed to Italy?
Yes.
From when to when?
2011 to 2013.
And what was his job when he was in Italy?
He worked as a prosecutor.
Well, while you guys were in Italy, did he acquire a dog?
We acquired a dog.
And what was the dog's name?
Rusty.
I'm showing my photograph now and ask if you can identify.
Yes.
What's this picture of?
That's my dog, Rusty.
Is it fair and accurate to depict the way Rusty appeared?
Yes.
During the time of your marriage to the defendant, did he ever work out of the Pentagon?
Yes.
Do you know what his job there was?
It was on, I only was code 13.
Do you know what that means?
No, I don't.
Also, during the time that you were married, did he have occasion to attend Georgetown University?
Yes.
Where's that located?
In Washington, D.C.
And do you know what his area of study was?
I believe it was international.
In the beginning of your relationship, can you describe for the jury your relationship to him?
Yes, it was pretty much what I thought was a normal relationship. Very smooth sailing, never never fought. Kind of like best friends in a way.
Did he ever indicate to you whether he wanted children?
Yes, he did. We both did.
Do you have a medical condition that makes that unlikely?
Yes. I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, PCOS.
Notwithstanding that medical condition, were you able to get pregnant while married with him?
Yes.
And what happened to that pregnancy?
It was lost.
How did your relationship change over time?
It felt like we were more roommates instead of married.
Whose idea was it to get a divorce?
I believe it was mutual, but more so myself.
And there was a proceeding that was filed in the Circuit Court of Fairfax County, Virginia, concerning this matter.
Yes.
And if you had an opportunity to view States Exhibit 2.45A, 45B, 45C, 45D, and 45E prior to coming in here today,
Yes, I have.
and you recognize these as documents pertaining to your divorce,
Yes.
I'll tender each of these exhibits, Your Honor. They're certified copies of those documents that I've shown to you.
All right, then, A, B, C, D, and E is 2.45, are all admitted without objection.
After the action for divorce was filed, did you become separated?
Yes.
Did you move out?
Yes, I did.
Where did you move to?
I moved to nearby in Alexandria area.
During the period of separation, were there discussions about infidelity?
Of course.
And who raised those?
Nick did.
Did you cheat on him during the course of your marriage?
No.
How quickly was the divorce granted after the petition was filed?
It was granted in October of 2015.
Now, the court documents show Nicholas James Kassotis as the plaintiff in this divorce, and you're referred to as the defendant.
Yes.
Why is that?
We both didn't have a need for an attorney. He was an attorney, and he said he could take care of it. And I trusted him that he would.
Can you see from where you see the photograph, State Exhibit number 2.32? Can you see it?
Yes.
You recognize the person in this photograph?
Yes.
Who is this person?
It's Miss Mindi.
How do you know Mindi?
I knew her as his wife, his wife.
Do you recall when you first met her?
It was by happenstance in a public setting. She had no idea who I was.
When he would refer to her, how would he refer to her?
Can you clarify?
By initials?
Yes.
And the grounds for the divorce were what?
Irreconcilable differences.
What were his obligations under the divorce?
He was required to pay off the personal loan or refinance it if he couldn't pay it off in his own name. He was required to refinance or pay off the truck that he was driving. to either refinance or sell the property on Adrian Drive.
And at some point, was he ordered to pay you $1.5 million?
Yes.
Did he?
No.
How long after your divorce was it before he and Mindi got married, roughly?
About a year, almost to the day.
And after your divorce from him, did you continue to correspond with him?
Yes, of course. We were very, very friendly, very amicable divorce.
And how would you communicate with him after the divorce?
Text. He came to visit with the dogs. We had two dogs at the time, Stitch and Rusty. Email. Just whatever was convenient.
Do you know how he was employed during the time he was married to Mindi?
I was told that he worked for the Department of the Navy.
For how long?
I don't know.
Did he ever express interest in starting a cybersecurity business?
He mentioned cybersecurity as an area that he was interested in, yes.
Between 2015 and 2019, did the defendant cooperate with the divorce obligations?
No,
Did that cause any kind of hardship to you?
of course.
Like what?
It put me through a lot of emotional stress, but importantly, it made me through a lot of scrutiny for my own employment. I was, and still do hold a security clearance that required your credit to be good and all of your bills paid, all of that stuff. And by him not doing that for many months, I was in a situation where a piece of paper to submit to the Office of Personnel Management wasn't going to cut it. They wanted to see full extent of the law to pursue the resolution of that because my employment was at stake.
Referring your attention to Exhibit 2.45B, dated 11/28/18, entitled Consent Order. He was ordered to pay you the $1.5 million plus $90,000 in interest in that consent order. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And $10,000 in attorney fees.
That's correct.
And then the case was continued almost exactly 30 days to December 28, 2018. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And was there a hearing on December 28, 2018?
Yes.
In Exhibit 2.45C shows the court found him not in compliance with the November 28, 2018 consent order and ordered Nicholas Kassotis to appear before the court on January 4th, 2019 to show cause why he should not be held in contempt.
That's right.
Did you go to that January 4th hearing?
Yes, I did.
What happened at that hearing?
The judge was very upset after he heard Nick testify under oath that he not only had the money, he had more than enough of the money, and that he just was refusing to pay it. So the judge was not very kind.
He admitted having how much money?
$32 million.
And did he tell the court he was having difficulty accessing that money?
Yes.
What did he tell the court?
He told the court that his wife, his current wife, Mindi, was holding his funds and that he felt that she had a claim to it because it was earned during his marriage with her. And that he was pursuing other actions with her. But the judge was like, well, I can't bring her into court, but you're here. So you need to put a move on it. And I want this done. I want to see movement in a week. Otherwise, your liberty is at stake.
Now, before that hearing, was there another similar hearing that occurred?
Yes.
What happened at that similar hearing?
There was a case right before ours where there was very similar circumstances, so not to the degree of the amount of voting by any means was playing out in your local room. And that ended where the spouse that owed money left in handcuffs. And so Nick asked to meet with my attorney and I in the mediation room
Did he ever comply with that court order? Interest in the attorney fees.
No.
I'm showing you now it's marked as 2.45E. Do you know what that is?
Yes.
Go ahead.
It's a bench warrant for failure to appear.
A bench warrant for who?
For Nick.
And it's dated when?
December 2020.
Have you ever threatened him with violence?
No.
Are you familiar with him changing his last name?
I did not find that out until he was arrested.
And did he ever explain to you why he changed the name?
No.
Are you familiar with the last name Stark?
It made me think of the Game of Thrones character, frankly.
And who is that character?
It was one of the main characters that was probably killed first.
Did you and the defendant watch the Game of Thrones during the time you were married?
Yes.
At some point, did you become familiar with the GBI sketch?
Yes.
Tell the jury about that. How did you become familiar with it?
Well, I received a random text message asking if I was ever married to Nick. And of course, it has a response to stranger, but nonetheless, the curiosity got the best of me. So she told me about.
Based on what she told you, what did you do?
Based on what she told me, I looked it up, and I saw a similarity as far as the sketch was concerned, and I called the GBI to let them know that looks remarkably like Mindi, because of the jawline.
Did you tell the GBI who you were?
No, I did not.
I believe your testimony was you remarried shortly after the divorce.
Yes, it did.
Was there a time that the defendant saw you after your divorce when you were pregnant?
Yes.
Were you obviously pregnant?
Yes.
And describe to the jury what happened on that occasion when the defendant saw you pregnant.
Nick was very uncomfortable when he saw me. We did utter the congratulations, body language wasn't changing. Later on after that meeting, which was actually the last time that I saw another dog stitch. My husband made very similar comments, and it was very awkward. And then you could tell that Nick was very uncomfortable.
That's all the questions I have.
Good afternoon, Ms. Thomas. I'm Doug Weinstein. I'm representing Nick Kassotis in this case. I have a few questions for you. Your divorce from Nick Kassotis was final on October 15, 2015, correct?
That's correct.
When did you get married to your husband, to Anthony Thomas?
Yeah. October 16th.
The very next day?
Yes.
Nick raised the issue of infidelity with you, correct?
Yeah.
He accused you of infidelity.
Yes.
And do you still maintain that you did not commit infidelity?
Correct. I met my husband well after we had already separated. I had not started dating my husband until July. And while that does seem fast, it is possible to find the love of your life.
You say that Nick failed to follow the obligation in your initial divorce decree, correct?
Correct.
And that he was supposed to pay off some type of loan, either refinance it, but pay it off so you're off the correct?
Correct, yes. Supposed to my name, however you wanted to do that.
He was supposed to pay off the truck, and he was supposed to refinance or sell the marital home that y'all had.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
And he did not do those things, correct?
That's right.
And you pursued him to do those things.
Absolutely.
And following that, there was a consent order, correct?
That's right, that's right.
And that consent order was from, I guess, November 28, 2018. Is that right?
Yep, yep.
Okay. And in that consent order, can you tell me this, how did you reach the consent order? How did you reach the numbers in the consent order? How did you come up with the figures? How did you guys come up with the figures?
We came up with the figures. We had an addendum made, we mutually agreed to. And we had to memorize, and we had to add it. So it was then part of the course.
And when you say we, that's you and Nick, and I guess whatever attorneys were involved, is that correct?
He never had an attorney, but yes, I had an attorney.
Okay. And so that $1.5 million that he had agreed to pay you, he agreed to that. He agreed to the $1.5 million in the course of the negotiation, correct?
Correct.
And had you seen any evidence that Nick had $1.5 million?
No.
Have you seen, or at the time, or at any time, did you see any evidence that Nick Kassotis had the $32 million that he said he had?
When he testified under oath.
I understand that. Did you see any documentation of the $33 million?
No.
Bank statements
Oh, yes.
that showed $32 million?
They were paid, but yes.
And when you followed up on that, do you remember the bank?
Bank of America?
Okay. Did you do anything with Bank of America to see if there was $33 million in there?
I tried finding in every single banking institution in the Virginia area, so.
And were you successful at getting the $1.5 million from any of those banks?
No.
What did they say about the $33 million when you presented Bank of America statements?
They never heard of it.
You say that both you and your husband thought that Nick Kassotis was uncomfortable when he saw that you were pregnant. Does it surprise you that an ex-husband is uncomfortable when he sees his ex-wife pregnant?
It depends. If you have a relationship before them, and you already knew about it, and seeing it probably wouldn't have made a big difference.
The GBI interviewed prior to today, correct?
That's right.
You recall telling the GBI that Heather was living with you guys?
I'm Heather.
I'm sorry. I apologize, Mindi.
Yes, I corrected them immediately. That's not true.
Okay. I have no further questions. Thank you very much.
Anything else, Council? Yes. Thank you, Mr. Have a good day. I think we look good. Go ahead. He's already been sworn. Simply remind you that you're still under oath.
Good afternoon, Agent Sands.
Good afternoon.
Agent Sands, I know you testified just briefly, but I'm going to start back at the beginning, if that's okay.
Okay.
Can you please state and spell your name for the court reporter?
My name is Tracy, Tracy, Sands, S-A-N-D-S.
Where do you work?
Work with the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. I'm currently assigned to the Region 5 Field Office, which is Statesboro, Georgia. But we cover a 10-county region, Mindi County as well as those counties.
Does that also cover the region surrounding Liberty?
It does.
Okay. And what is your rank and title there?
I'm Special Agent 3.
How long have you worked for the GBI?
I've worked for the GBI my entire career for the last 30 years. I've only been a GBI agent for 25 of those 30 years. I was essentially working with a grant-funded task force and a deputy sheriff of 5 counties as a narcotics agent for the first 5 years.
And in that task force, did that involve federal agencies as well?
It did.
Can you tell the jury what federal agencies you had a relationship with?
During that period of time, it was basically the crack cocaine era. I worked undercover for a couple of years, and later started working with ATF, DEA, U.S. Marshals, FBI. We worked with a lot of federal agencies during that period, and continue to stay working with federal agencies.
Do you still retain those relationships in your current role?
Oh, I do.
Okay. As a special agent with the GBI, did you receive any specialized training at the beginning of your career?
I did. I started off, I had a 4-year college degree, which was required to actually apply as a special agent. From there, I attended their 16-week academy in South Georgia. Once I left the basic agent school at that time, I was assigned to a senior agent of the safety training center. Some taught my instructors there from various different agencies. I most recently had a class in Atlanta with the Secret Service where federal agencies taught. So I could go on for hours about classes I've taken over the years. GBI allows us to do a lot of training with a lot of different agencies over the years.
And does that training include investigative training?
It does.
Field work?
Yes, it does.
Documenting and drafting reports?
That's correct.
Can you tell us, has investigative training changed over the years?
Drastically.
How so?
Digital forensics, if you've heard, is so many computer digital forensics, so many online records, so computers, cell phones, that data became really different.
Would it be fair to say at the beginning of your career there was less of that?
That's correct.
And have you had to stay current with that technology as the world has changed?
Yes.
Do you attend trainings to ensure that you're able to do so?
Yes.
Do you lean on any other agencies in an effort to facilitate maybe areas where you are not an expert?
Very much so. We reached out. We have a cyber unit as well as we have agents in our office that excel in certain areas. As an older person, I actually have to ask them frequently about newer technologies.
And do they assist?
They do.
Would it be fair to say that that's a team effort in many of those areas?
Yes, very few of our investigations don't involve some sort of team. There's so many people involved in even the smallest cases that are usually outside and help tremendous ways.
Over the last 30 years, approximately how many investigations have you handled?
Numbers are very difficult because I just don't keep track like that. But I would estimate, including narcotics cases and drug cases, over 1,000 investigations.
Have you ever assisted other agents on their investigations as well?
I have.
And would it be fair then to say that you were part of their team perhaps?
That's correct.
Okay. And can you tell us how does it work in terms of assigning tasks within a team?
Basically, when like this particular case, I was the on-call agent. And the on-call agent responds basically first responder. As I said, very few cases are one person anymore. So at that point, once we respond to decide who else need, how many resources. Sometimes it's a matter of how many can get us until Monday morning until larger group can come help.
Would it be fair to say that this one investigation that you're called out on may not be the only case you're working?
Very much so. Sometimes we don't get our solved from one call, we have to go to another one.
Okay. And can you tell us what the lead agent's role is in an investigation?
Especially the central clearinghouse. I gather reports from the other agencies that are involved, create a report to provide district attorney in order to present it to you guys.
And in that capacity as the lead agent, were there other individuals that assisted you in this investigation?
Yeah, other individuals from a variety of different agencies.
And were there ones from within the GBI?
Yes.
Have we seen every one of them in this courtroom over the last 7 days?
We have not.
Okay. Would it be fair to say that there are lots of other people that helped
Yes, background analyst, even our office manager answers the phone is a big help in assisting investigations. So there are many other people that are involved in these cases, specifically this one.
And now, in this case, you worked with a partner agency, is that correct?
That's correct.
Who was that?
The Liberty County Sheriff's Office.
And can you explain to the jury how you became involved in the Liberty County Sheriff's Office case?
Sure. There are a lot of cases with GBI that we get called to that are conflict cases or may involve their personnel in a matter where we have to be independent. For instance, an Austin shooting. Something where we have to come in and be separate and have a separate opinion, separate ourselves from them. In this particular case, they have what we call regional jurisdiction. GBI has no jurisdiction on homicide, so we have to be invited in. In this case, I was requested by Lieutenant Tracy Jennings, who is their CID commander at that time.
And when they invited you in, at that point, who took lead on the investigation?
We did.
And would it be fair to say that there are resources available to the GBI that may not be available to local agencies?
Yes, there are really a lot of great investigators that we've heard from local agencies, but we just become a force multiplier. And as such, even as GBI, we have to reach out to federal agencies to get assistance as well with other cases we have problems in certain areas where they have expertise that we don't.
Would they have potentially access to resources that you at the GBI might have access to?
Very much so.
Okay. Were you working as a special agent with the GBI in December of 2022?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us, were you on call on that day?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us, you received a call from, you said, Lieutenant Jennings, is that right?
That's correct.
When you received that call, what time did you receive it?
Around 6:30 p.m.
And when you got that phone call, where did you go?
I went to the scene.
And where was that?
You've heard mention the Barrington Ferry in Jones Road. It was a hunting club area of the Barrington Ferry Road. Barrington Ferry is the Liberty County portion. It's the same road. That road changes to become Jones Road once it enters McIntosh County.
Okay. Can you tell us just a rough way, how do you get to there from here, meaning the courthouse?
The easiest way is to go to I-95, and once you get to Highway 17 to I-95, you would there's a landmark called the world's smallest church. That landmark gets you to Jones Community. Jones Road is the first road past that. Once you turn on Jones Road, you come the opposite end from the McIntosh County side, and it would get you to the entry road, the Portal Hunting Club you've heard mention of.
Can you get to that roadway from more than one road?
Yes, ma'am.
How else can you get in there?
From the Barrington Ferry Road, as you're coming from Riceboro area, you come down to the Barrington Ferry.
Now, I believe you indicated that was Riceboro, is that correct?
That's correct.
What county is Riceboro in?
Liberty County.
And that portion that you referred to where you initially responded, what county was that in?
Liberty County.
When you got to that location, did there have like an actual address?
There was not. Lieutenant Jennings had attempted to provide an address, and it was very difficult for her. She would just basically provide directions to get to the scene.
Okay, when you got to the scene, did you ultimately take any coordinates?
I did.
What type of coordinates did you take?
Took GPS coordinates and worked with Georgia State Patrol Aviation Unit over the years, and also a commercial pilot. So I've always taken those coordinates in degrees, minutes, seconds. That's a GPS or longitude latitude format that allows and is used mostly by pilots in areas in order for them to come to that location needed.
And did you in fact take those coordinates for this case?
I did.
And where did that coordinate put you in terms of county?
Liberty County.
Now, that information, did you preserve it?
I did.
And when you got to that location, were you alone or with a partner when you first went out?
I was alone at that time. We responded individually. And one of the reasons for is you can't really carpool because you may break off to different areas to interview witnesses, or we may get another call. So we always ride individually.
So you have a vehicle that's assigned to you?
I do.
And you arrived in that vehicle?
I did.
Do you know when you arrived, was there anyone else present at the location?
I remember Lieutenant Jenkins, Jennings, I butchered her name, and Jack Frost, the investigator. Lieutenant Ant Brown was in the Mark Patrol Unit, and that was it.
Okay. Was Agent Dickerson there yet?
He was not.
So when you first got there, were you the first GBI agent on the scene?
That's correct.
Okay. And can you tell us, do you recall approximately what time you arrived at the location?
8 p.m.
Okay. And this was on what day?
December 2nd, and that was Friday night.
Okay. So Friday night, December the 2nd, 2020, what year? Two. And when you got there at 8 p.m., what was the lighting conditions at the time?
It was very dark. That time of year, it gets dark early, it's been dark for a while. Very humid conditions. It rained a few days prior.
Were you familiar with the precipitation yourself?
Yes.
And when you arrived there, you indicated that there were some other law enforcement officers there already, correct?
That's correct.
Can you tell us, was there in fact a quote crime scene already established when you arrived there?
Yes, there was at the gateway. There was yellow crime scene tape across the gate, as well as a mark patrol or blue lights going at the time. One of the reasons for the blue lights was for the purpose of us being able to find the crime scene.
Do you know if there was somebody that was there logging or recording data?
That would have been Lieutenant Ant Brown.
And what was he recording?
Just people who had entered the crime scene prior to our arrival.
Why do you have a crime scene log?
For the purposes of no arrives there and entry and out of the scene for contamination.
And when you say for contamination, what do you mean by that?
Just to make sure who actually enters the scene, somebody moves something there, something that would have documentation of.
If there were potentially some DNA left behind, would that enable you to do anything with that information?
That's correct. We could log, and if it happened to be one person's log, we'd be able to eliminate them.
Okay. Did you ultimately
a while later, we had the drive. I had communicated with them, my supervisor from the initial beginning. We knew that things was secure, the information was there, and he was given the necessary equipment to be prepared to be there for quite a while.
When you first arrived at the scene, did you see any portion of her remains?
I did.
What did you see?
Her torso, she had been decapitated, and her legs were missing.
And at that time, were you able to see her arms?
I was.
Okay. I'm not going to show any of those photographs again. Can you tell us when you first observed her, how far off the roadway she was?
Just right in the ditch, probably in the defining roadway, because they're not lines, it's dirt, unclubed lane. So the area that you could tell, just a few feet over into the ditch.
Okay. Was there anything in the ditch other than her remains?
And there was not.
Okay. What about the precipitation? Could you tell anything about the water conditions?
Yeah, this particular area is the coastal, so the water in the ditch is more of a muddy marsh style, marsh mud. So she was in that area.
Okay. And at the time that you made that observation, did you have occasion to see Agent Dickerson ultimately arrive?
I did.
Did he assist in getting her remains out of that ditch?
He did.
And could you tell how far into the ditch he had to go to assist in getting her out?
Yes. He actually had to way down in the Tyvek suit. I helped clear some brush that was in the area and allowed him to move her up from that point, and I helped him move his body up.
Okay. Now you called Mindi. At the time, did you know who she was?
I did not.
Okay. Were you able to tell her gender from her condition?
I could.
Okay. And was she clothed at that time or not?
She was not.
Did she have any jewelry on?
She did not.
And at that time, did you see any marks on her body that you believe would be indicators to assist with identification?
I did not.
Did you make attempts to roll her over to see if there were any additional marks?
Agent Dickerson did, and I took a photograph, so that allowed him to be able to manipulate and move to the point where, and I took his camera photograph for him because he was in the mud.
Okay. Were there any marks, scars, tattoos, anything like that?
None visible.
Was that concerning to you?
Yes.
Why?
That's one of the identification factors of us being able to find through tattoos, other ways of identification. So we had very limited ways to identify her at that point.
Okay. And with her being decapitated, did that further complicate the situation?
Yes, it did.
Why?
Dental records are very common used for identifying remains.
And at that point, did you have that?
We did not.
Okay. Did you do anything with respect to the coroner's office?
Yes, the coroner actually arrived, which is very common for the coroner to arrive before we did. They realized the crime scene, pronounces that he leaves. Later on, we called him and get him back to the scene. So initially, he had already been there prior to my arrival. I talked to him later that night when I arrived to take custody of Mindi.
Okay. And did you facilitate him taking custody of her remains?
I did.
Okay. And you've seen some of the photographs of those portions of the remains that wound up in autopsy, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And were those the manner in which they were sent off to the medical examiner's office for an autopsy?
Yes, ma'am.
How does the autopsy get scheduled?
There's a coordination of that. I will contact our death investigation specialist, provide them with facts that we need the time, preliminary information. The coroner also calls, and the coroner makes arrangements for transport. In Georgia, the coroner actually has control of custody of the body, but we have custody of the crime scene. So there's a coordination there. The crime scene needs to be complete, and we have to notify him to give him permission to take the body with him.
Is that why there were seals?
That's correct.
Okay. And did you ensure that those seals were intact?
I did.
And you saw them as they were displayed at the medical examiner's office on the autopsy photographs when they were received?
That's correct. Agent Dickerson actually watched him place the seal. So I was able to determine that seal and then view the photographs later of the seal.
And would it be fair to say that you reviewed all of the photographs prior to your testimony today?
Many times.
Okay. And we have not introduced every one of those photographs, correct?
No, ma'am.
Now, did the coroner ultimately make, I believe you said pronounced? Is that the word you used?
That's correct.
What does that mean?
This determined that death when he arrived is basically his timeline to say, and this is when I pronounce and say this is deceased. Didn't mean it's when the actual person actually died. That's when the official pronouncement deceased. The time was 6:40.
Okay. On December 2nd, 2022?
That's correct.
Now, you indicated that's not necessarily an indication of time of death, correct?
That's correct.
Are there times when the coroner can indicate time of death?
That's correct.
How does that occur?
Usually, like for example, an officer shooting a body camera, time, witnesses, video stamps, and would have a time, he would be able to determine actual time.
Okay. And if not, it would simply be when they observed the person no longer living?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, you indicated that ultimately the body was turned over to the coroner, is that right?
That's correct.
Do you know where she went from there?
To our medical examiner's office.
Okay. And that's when the autopsy was to be performed?
Not specifically that night. It would be scheduled. The doctor would do it later.
Okay. And that ultimately was scheduled?
It was.
Okay. Were there initial steps at the scene to attempt to identify her?
Yes, there was.
What did you do at the scene on December 2nd, 2022 to attempt to identify her?
As I talked about other agencies helping, I contacted the Georgia State Patrol. I knew they had a live scan fingerprint device that would actually do fingerprints at scene portable. And had the Georgia State Trooper that brought that to the scene for us to attempt to identify her.
And did you in fact try to take the fingerprints?
We did.
And were they successful at taking the prints?
The print, it showed us processing, but it didn't come back with the record. So whether it was quality in print, the machine seemed to accept at that time, but it didn't produce any record. So it would indicate that she'd never been fingerprinted before arrested.
Is it common for the average citizen not to be fingerprinted?
That's correct.
Okay. When would you expect to find fingerprints?
If there had been a previous arrest,
Okay.
or
Go ahead.
other documentation, teachers, law enforcement officer often fingerprint, and those are on file.
So there was no match though at that time?
There was no match.
Okay. Now, can you tell us what you did at the scene with respect to trace evidence to ensure the security of trace evidence?
That would have been the crime specialist, Agent Dickerson. He was processing items of evidence collected for trace evidence.
Okay. And was there anything placed on her hands?
Yes. There were brown paper bags placed on her hands and sealed around with evidence tape.
On December 2nd, 2022, did you have any idea how the unidentified woman was killed?
I did not.
And at that point, did you know if she had any contact with potentially an attacker?
I did not.
As a result, how would those bags potentially have helped?
The most probable way is fingernail scrapings, and one of the methods during autopsies is they actually the fingernails and preserve them as evidence.
And ultimately, you indicated that portion of her remains were taken. Did you follow up to ensure that the crime laboratory received them?
I did.
Were there any requests submitted to the laboratory concerning her remains initially?
Yes. Basically, coded DNA, fingerprinting. Initially, when you say initially, that first night, anything we could do to identify who she was.
Did you receive any assistance from the crime laboratory, in determining exactly what tests to request?
Specifically that night in regard to the torso.
Not that evening. Okay. During the course of your investigation, did you have conversations with the crime laboratory about what services they could or potentially could not provide?
Yes. Initially, a lot of the things that I was discussing were the ID. I wanted to know who this was. That was like dental records, DNA. I really wanted to push that system to get the DNA, so I would call regularly about that. Eventually, my supervisor was involved, and then once we got to the point that Dickerson processed evidence ready to submit, he submitted evidence, made certain requests as well. Those requests can be long, so there's not really one specific time that we requested. Like we didn't deliver evidence, request everything.
And with respect to identity, why was that so important to you at that stage?
Knowing who it is very important to be able to move the case forward.
And if you didn't know who she was, how would that limit it?
Sure.
You indicated that it's important to know who it was because it would help the case forward. How would knowing her identity help the case forward?
To know the area she lived, where she's from, it's got victimology, what she did for a living, things of that nature.
Okay. And at that point, you did not know who she was.
We did not.
Can you tell us, ultimately, did there come a time when you found additional people to speak with at that scene?
Yes.
Okay, tell us what happened.
As we located some remains. So Mindi was scheduled to be there and a larger search. So I interviewed Mr. Philip McKellar.
Okay. On the very first day, December 2nd, 2022, do you know if interviews were conducted on that day?
There were interviews by the Liberty County Sheriff's Office and others. But there were interviews through GBI.
Okay. And at the time that you arrived, were they still on scene?
They were
The
not.
hunters? Okay, so they had already left by that point.
That's correct.
Were you present while Agent Dickerson processed the crime scene?
I was.
And were you present to observe the recovery of the knife that you've seen admitted, I believe it was as 1.119, I believe, the Milwaukee knife?
I was.
Okay. And did you see where each of these items was recovered?
I did.
And as a result of that, was Agent or Detective Frost tasked with attempting to look into those items?
He was.
And did he in fact do that?
He did.
Did he provide you with the information he had recovered?
He did.
Okay. Now, you indicated that during the initial stages, you didn't speak to anybody, but when did you first speak to somebody?
I actually interviewed the hunter Mindi.
Okay.
Following Mindi while we were doing search.
Okay. So on December 3rd, you were testimony that there was another portion of Mindy's remains recovered. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Were you present on that day?
I was not.
Do you know who else was?
Yes. At that time, Detective JAG Officer was also been, an investigator has been identified by way. His current title investigator at that time he was a detective.
Okay. And so was he the partner that you were working with on this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And at that point, did he, as you heard him testify, handle the processing of her right leg?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And at that point, ultimately, did that portion of her remains go to the crime laboratory as well?
It did.
Okay. And you indicated then that on Monday, would that have been December 5th of 2022?
That's correct.
You spoke with Mr. McCallum?
That's correct.
Okay. Tell the jury, when you spoke with Mr. McCallum, what was it your intention to do at that time?
Basically, he was there to tell the story of how they found located initial remains the second day.
Okay. Did you know at that point whether the torso and the two legs that you recovered belonged to the same person?
I did. As far as medically or officially, I did. But yes, I did. I came to a conclusion based on physically looking at them, where the cuts were located.
So it appeared that those, for lack of a more appropriate way to say it, that those remains matched each other physically?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And at that point, how did that information assist in your investigation?
We knew we had another portion, so we had to continue for the other portions.
What did you do to facilitate that?
Over that weekend, we coordinated a search with the Georgia Department of Natural Resources. They had a K-9 unit, as well as the South Carolina K-9 search team that you heard earlier. They were specifically for Dismembered dogs. They had great success around the country pretty much. We coordinated with them to assist us with search, as well as requested Georgia State Patrol once again for the aviation unit.
And why did you seek out the assistance of the aviation unit?
The aviation unit, heard the legitimate drones, which are great. There was so much territory to cover. It's a very large property. We mentioned one club, but there are actually several clubs that are on that adjoining property. It actually, from that property, gets very close and goes into a military bombing range, which goes on further. So when we say thousands of acres, you're 15,000, 25,000. The exact acreage is even more than that if you consider the area. It's not owned by the same person. You'll have military areas, you had some. But it is a huge part of our property. If you look from a higher viewpoint, you can tell property and the Honey Club area. A satellite image would be the best view of the entire property.
And when you say the entire property, are you referring to just the Portal Hunting Club or that entire area?
The entire area that we searched at the time.
Just so we're clear, how large was the area in which her remains were ultimately recovered?
Several miles apart.
Okay. So was that in a can you tell us approximately how many mile radius?
It was within a 3-mile radius.
Okay. And so they were not necessarily side by side.
No, ma'am.
Okay. And you indicated that there was aerial attempts. Can you tell the jury the difference between drones versus helicopters?
Yes, ma'am. Drones are limited to 400 feet. They're an awesome tool that we use quite frequently to photograph and document scenes. But as a result, when you have a great, huge area like this, or an area that's searching, or we're continuously searching for other body parts or other evidence, it's very limited. It's 30-minute battery life to most an hour battery life. So the helicopter allowed us to get higher and take a picture, a better overall picture than drone.
At this time, I'd like to show the witness 1.114A through D. Thank you. I'm going to ask that for the rest of this examination. Do you recognize those photographs?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you recognize those to be?
Those are screenshots of satellite images.
And who created those screenshots?
I did.
And where did you take those screenshots from?
Google Earth.
Okay. And is that a fair and accurate representation of the area that you had searched in connection with this case from December 2nd to December 7th, 2022?
Yes, ma'am. It is.
At this time, Your Honor, I would ask also, are there waypoints placed on there?
Yes, ma'am.
Who placed those waypoints?
I did.
And how did you place those waypoints?
Basically, with the coordinates that I've obtained, I drew and placed them on basically a PowerPoint slide to show the locations and reference each other.
Did each of those have a longitude and latitude GPS coordinate?
They do.
And what are those coordinates from?
Those coordinates are listed in photograph as Google Earth shows coordinates on longitude and latitude, but the actual dot was from coordinates that we had taken at the scene of each location.
Your Honor, at this time, I'd seek to tender 1.104A through D. Thank you. I'm now showing you .104 B. Thank you. Would it be fair to say that this photograph displays the area that you were searching?
That's correct.
And all of that green, what is that?
Is basically timberland property.
And those little blue dots, what are they?
Those were located in Mindi.
Did it also include any other items located in connection with this case?
Yes, over the left side is the sterilite location. And then sterilite lid.
Would that be over here?
Yes, it's very blurry on my screen. I don't know if the jury is.
I'm going to just walk it over and make things easier. Were each of those waypoints placed on that map concerning the coordinates that you were referring to?
That's correct.
Okay. And now, would it be fair to say that other images that depicted here as well?
Yes, ma'am.
And then again, going closer still, would that be here?
Yes, ma'am. That's better.
There you go. And was that able to show relatively where each of these items were found in relationship to each other?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, do you see, would it be fair to say that those roads intersect and cross over each other?
They do.
Are you able to travel within the hunting club area to some of these various locations?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you required to go past the water pumping station in order to gain access to each of these?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And where would you come in to see the water pumping station? Do you know on this?
The water pumping station would be in relation to, probably closer to the top, say at 12 o'clock on the photograph, closer to the top underneath the torso road.
So I'm now putting up 1.104B. Do you see that up there?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Now, those photographs were taken in an effort to facilitate showing the relationships to each other?
That's correct.
Okay. And those coordinates were taken by whom?
By either crime scene specialist Ray Dickerson, Detective Jack Frost, and myself.
Can you tell the jury how much terrain was actually covered ultimately by the search?
It was.
Was there any manpower on the ground other than the dogs?
Yes, there were other personnel that was with the actually searching. In the area, we say the property, talk about property, there were still active other things going on that I could see. In the helicopter, you could see timber being harvested in the distance. Once you could see the military bombing range, we got closer over. There was different things that we could see, and activity going on. So the area certain around the scene would have our concentration of law enforcement people. But you also had areas outside that there was still activity going on.
Now you've heard testimony concerning Mindy's left leg being recovered, correct?
That's correct.
And at that time, there were insect activity that was collected, correct?
That's correct.
Did you ultimately receive the report back from Dr. Mondor concerning his minimum postmortem interval, estimating when her remains were exposed?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
How did that assist you?
I mean, it helped me narrow down the time frame of what he called colonization, or essentially she was placed there.
And without forgetting, did all of those pieces ultimately go to the crime laboratory for the autopsy?
They did.
And did you ensure that the seals were properly placed?
I viewed the photograph. I didn't attend the autopsy because we're actually still working cases and doing other things. And the crime scene specialist, Detective Jack Frost, attended the autopsy. At that point, the medical examiner's office released photographs to me, and upon viewing those photographs, I can attest that the seals were in place.
Did you ultimately see the photographs that were displayed here concerning the forensic sketch?
I did.
Can you tell the jury when those photographs first came in, what did you yourself do as the lead investigator with respect to the forensic photographs?
Forensic photographs were basically they were published through our website, and in addition to Fine Lines, as well as the National Association of Missing and Unidentified Persons System. They were entered and placed on the attempt to identify Mindi.
And at the time, were those successful in identifying her?
They were not.
Did you run down any leads independent of Mindi and Kassotis?
We got numerous leads and phone calls. We were called from other law enforcement agencies. That night I had reached out to look for other missing persons in that area, and we had missing person reports. One of the closest reports was Richmond Hill in Bryan County, and which did not fit the description at that time. And as well as we started receiving these leads, some of the leads were very obvious. They had African American, others had tattoos, arrest records. Some that came closer, we would ask if they had dental records or DNA available. Some had been missing 20 years. So we had calls from all over that we were identifying from there and going through these leads.
Do you have any idea how many leads you ran down?
Over 50.
Okay. Different individuals that it could have been?
That's correct.
Okay. And you indicated at some point referencing dental remains, or dental records. Was Mindy's head ultimately located?
It was.
And when that was found, did you receive any information from the medical examiner concerning her dental records?
Yes, the X-ray showed that she had a dental implant.
And where was that located, if you recall?
On the right upper.
Okay. And when you say a dental implant, are you talking about basically like a crown?
Yes.
Okay. And as a result, did you attempt to try and use that to assist you in any way?
Yes, we had people basically that called me and saying that they were realized that they could be determined, but medical examiner's office has a forensic orthodontist that actually helps with identifying if you have existing records. But we determined that that implant could not be around, could not be located to a specific area or a specific event that did not have a serial number on it.
Was that another dead end?
It was.
And when that occurred, did that further prevent you from being able to identify her at that stage?
Yes, ma'am.
So at that point, what were you waiting on for identification?
It's more information. I continue to go. We're waiting for DNA or other things to continue to develop leads to get us.
Okay. So at that point, while you were running down all the leads, did you have her DNA back yet?
Her initial DNA, yes.
Okay. And had that been processed through CODIS?
It had.
And did that yield any results?
It did not.
So at that point, you still had no idea who it was?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, I'm going to show you, I'd like to mark these, they've already been marked as 1.1114, 115, and 116. Do you recognize what's in these photographs?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
What do you recognize this to be?
This is a PowerPoint presentation to photographs of Mindi that provided by other dismembered. Along the side of the sketches that were produced by our forensic artist. A couple of different sketches. The last sketch was basically Mindi's fire self with that sketch.
At this time, I'd seek to tender 1.114, 115, and 116.
Any objection? They're admitted.
May I publish, Your Honor? Was that the first photograph or forensic image that was generated by the artist?
Yes, ma'am, it was.
I'm now showing you, that was 114, I'm now showing you 115. Was this the second photograph that was generated?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm now showing you 116. Is that ultimately a picture of Mindi next to the second drawing?
Yes, ma'am.
That's what you published to the public in order to attempt to try and get any leads?
Yes, ma'am. Let me say I basically with the agency, our public information officer as well as others send it out.
Now,
when you ultimately got the information concerning the post-mortem, minimum post-mortem interval, did that do anything with respect to that range that Dr. Monder gave you? Did that do anything with respect to your investigation?
It did.
Can you tell the jury what?
Basically narrowed down the date timeline for us to be able to compare and look at data. One of the biggest things is the DVR that taken into custody from the water pumping station. It had thousands of few second clips that were together. I was able to call our cyber unit, basically have them narrow down and give me a fewer number of clips to review.
And would that be one of those resources within the GBI that assists you with some of the other technology?
Very much so.
Okay. And the cyber, did you call it cyber technology unit?
I don't know. That's what I call cyber crimes. It's G23 or something.
Okay. And did they ultimately process that DVR for you?
They did.
Did they provide you with any still photographs for a time period in connection with this case?
They did.
Now, ultimately, and I'm going a little out of sequence here, did you determine who the unidentified female in the woods was by DNA.
We did.
And who was that?
Mindi Kassotis.
And did you determine who her husband was at that time?
Yes, we did.
As a result of that, did you make efforts to identify whether or not he might have been in some way involved in this case?
We did.
And I'm going to now show you what has previously been admitted as 1.19, the business records was Ford. Are you familiar with these records?
Yes, ma'am.
And in these records, were you able to determine the vehicle identification number of the vehicle registered to Mr. Kassotis?
Yes, ma'am.
And where was the state was that vehicle registered in?
Georgia.
Did it have a Georgia tag on the back of it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you have the ability to get his Georgia driver's license as well?
Yes, ma'am.
And we've seen that Georgia driver's license. I'm publishing this. Council. That photograph of Nicholas Kassotis, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And that vehicle was purchased by him, is that right?
That's correct.
And that purchase and sales contract reflected vehicle identification number?
That's correct.
Did it also indicate to you, the color, make and model?
Yes, ma'am.
And when it indicated the color, make and model, did that do anything with respect to your reviewing of the footage from the Riceboro pumping station?
It did.
Why was that important to you?
It was able to narrow down the time frame when a similar vehicle passed. That particular water pumping station security camera.
Okay. I'm now going to show the witness 1.21, 22, 23, and 24. And at this time, when you saw these, did it have a timestamp on there as to when that vehicle was in the vicinity of that area?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm now going to show that on the screen. I may. That was actually observed.
11/16/2021, on November 29th of 2022.
To be fair, in all of that hunting territory, are there other cameras on the roadway other than the one that we see here?
On the roadway, there's another end of the roadway. That's it.
Okay. Was that operational on that date?
That period struck my light. We gathered it well, but unable to recover anything.
So you looked?
Yes.
And that camera captured that vehicle, is that correct?
The water pumping station camera.
Thank you for clarifying. So the vehicle that we observed here on this camera, do you have any idea where on the roadways exactly traveled after it goes out of this vision?
It goes out of frame for approximately 40 minutes and then returns back in front, going back in the opposite direction.
Okay. Are there any cameras inside of the hunting territory on the roadways in the hunting territory?
They're not.
Okay. And I'm now showing you 1.22. Does that show it further into the frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Would it be fair to say a couple seconds later?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you indicated it passed back sometime 40 minutes later, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now showing 1.23. Is that the one we're referring to?
Yes, ma'am.
And what time is that scene?
It's at 12 and 13 seconds.
Okay. And did that appear to you to be the same vehicle?
Yes, ma'am, it did.
Now showing you 1.24.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that the same at a different position in the roadway?
That's correct.
Do you have the actual videos that we talked about with Mr. Glover?
Yes, and they were preserved on the DVR.
Okay. At this time, Your Honor, I'm going to seek to publish 1.25, the two clips. I may have just a moment. this the portion of the video clip that we attempted to watch Mr. Glover?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's hope it works now. What did you observe there?
A log truck or a timber truck.
Did you see that same vehicle that we captured the screenshots from?
Yes, ma'am.
Would it be fair to say that this was the actual segment of the original video?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And was there a second segment that captures it going back the other direction?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm now going to seek to play that second exhibit now, Your Honor. Was that the second portion that you observed?
Yes, ma'am.
Now stopping at 12 and 22 seconds. Thank you. Now, you took screenshots, and we saw them here, is that right?
Hundreds of screenshots.
Did you try to figure out who's behind the driver's seat?
Yes, ma'am.
Zoom in?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you ask cybersecurity to do everything they could to try and enhance or blow that up?
Yes, ma'am, we did.
What happened when you tried to blow it up or zoom in?
It was distorted, but I was able to discern some information from it.
Okay, what did you observe?
I observed the white male in the vehicle. I couldn't identify the white male.
As a result of that, was that enough for you to take warrants at that time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you took warrants on that day, or do you know when?
It was an addition.
Okay, so let's go through the rest of that. Ultimately, when you determined that vehicle was present at the location, did you secure any of the phone records in connection with this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And we heard some testimony from Agent Bernie of the FBI, is that correct?
The phone records actually came right to warrants before the phone record returned.
Okay. So if we can, let's go back just a little bit. You indicated that ultimately you developed the leads through the forensic sketches, correct?
And DNA.
And DNA. Tell us how it came to be that you found out about the DNA.
The DNA was provided to us by the gene injury, which we identified as Betsy Mebbett's mother, and were able to get her DNA to compare.
And ultimately, did you get a result from the identification of Mrs. Betsy Mebben and your unidentified female?
We did. The report was actually issued on May the 10th, but I was notified on May 11th of 2023.
And at that time, once you identified that it was Mrs. Mindi Kassotis, did that further enhance your position of taking warrants?
Yes, ma'am. That all taken was at that point too.
Okay. What other information at that point had you received concerning Mr. Kassotis in connection with this case?
And you mean at the time of arrest?
Yes, sir.
At the time of arrest, we received information through the interview with Mindy's mother and father, as well as information from our intelligence unit and FBI intelligence unit and the Pennsylvania State Police of name changes, tag changes, in addition to other information such as car wash records and things like that led me to believe that probable cause to apply for a warrant.
Okay. And At that time, did you also have Home Depot?
I did.
You had the records from Home Depot through Detective Frost?
Yes, ma'am.
And if I can, just one moment. You saw business records concerning the receipt from November 29th of 2022?
Yes, ma'am.
And was that from what location?
Home Depot, Victory Drive, and Savannah.
Okay. And you also saw a photograph, is that correct?
That's correct.
Now I'm going to ask that we display the image of just the receipt for the moment. This is on 1.1101, it's in evidence of business records. Is that the receipt that you observed?
Yes, ma'am.
Did it have a date and time?
Yes, ma'am, it does.
And what date was that?
11/29/2022 at 8:56:33 a.m.
And did it indicate the location of that store?
Store number 170 at 1901 East Victory Drive, Savannah.
And did it indicate what was purchased?
Yeah, it says MKE Smooth Blade Installation Knife.
And did it indicate who the customer was that purchased that knife?
Nicholas Kassotis.
Thank you. I'm now asking to display this record from the business records from Home Depot. Can you tell us what is depicted underneath his left armpit?
It appears to be a red knife similar to the one found at the scene. Matching the receipt via the NKE installation knife and walkie installation knife.
And behind you, Agent Sands, is the knife that is.
State Exhibit 1.13.
Thank you. Can you show that to the jury, please? Inside of the sheet, please. Yes. And that black sheet, what did you think was underneath, from your observations, the arm of Mr. Kassotis in that image?
Similar knife to this.
Okay. And based on that receipt that we just observed, you can sit down.
Okay.
What type of knife is the one that's in your hand?
It has Milwaukee label, so Milwaukee installation knife.
Thank you. Now, concerning November 28th of 2022, did you determine whether or not Mr. Kassotis made any other purchases of knives?
Yes, ma'am.
What knives did you purchase?
hunting kit from Bass Pro Shops.
Okay. And was that the information that we saw Ms. Satcher from the crime laboratory talk about?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what date was that purchased?
The 28th would have been the day before.
Of 2022?
That's correct.
Was that information corroborated in any other fashion?
Yes, the vehicle records and phone records actually show the area in the same way.
Okay. And did you rely upon that information when securing your warrants?
I had already secured warrants when I received that.
Okay. So that was additional information you discovered?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And ultimately, just so we're clear, during the course of Mrs. Kassotis or Mindy's autopsy, did they determine an approximate height and weight for her?
Yes, ma'am.
And as a result, can you, I apologize, can you tell us approximately how tall she was?
5 foot 9 inches.
And approximately how much did she weigh?
Between 185 and 200 pounds.
And would it be fair to say that during the course of the autopsy, they weighed the different portions of the remains?
That's correct.
Is that all documented on the autopsy report?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so would it be fair to say that you knew exactly how much each of those portions of her remains weighed?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you indicated that you secured a DNA sample from Mrs. Betsy Mebben, is that correct?
That's correct.
At the time you spoke with her, did she indicate to you if she had any other daughters other than just Mindy?
She did not.
Now, when you spoke with Mrs. Mebben and Mr. Frank Mebben, her parents, when did you first speak with them?
The first time was May the 2nd, and then Mr. Frank was a few days later.
Okay. Where did you speak with her?
At her office at a law firm in Savannah.
Okay. And when you went to speak with her, can you tell the jury, was that difficult to accomplish?
Yes, ma'am. We initially received information that the FBI had reached out and tried to locate her head, as well as phone calls. So we actually traveled to Savannah to the law firm, spoke with the receptionist, and the receptionist called upstairs to where she was working. And the receptionist, we waited, and then a few minutes later, the receptionist said, oh, she's there, and we called her as she's leaving.
Okay. And when she called her as she was leaving, did you have a chance to speak with her?
We did.
Did you have any difficulty with that initial conversation?
Yes, ma'am. We had to verify who we were. She really didn't understand exactly who we were at that time.
And can you tell the jury, at that time, did you know what Mrs. Mebben thought was the condition of her daughter?
After the interview, I did, but prior to that, no.
Okay. Was she aware that her daughter was deceased?
Yes, she was.
Did she indicate, without telling us exactly what was said, if she knew when she had passed?
She did.
Okay. And who had provided her with that information?
Nicholas Kassotis.
Okay. And did she, at that time, when you spoke with her, you said it was May? What date?
Would have been May the 2nd.
Okay.
Of 2023.
Thank you. When you spoke with her on May the 2nd of 2023, did she indicate to you the status of what she believed was Mr. Kassotis' condition?
She did.
And what was his condition at that time?
She believed he was deceased.
And did she provide you with any of the emails that you saw here in the report concerning his death?
She did.
At that time, did you advise her his living conditions?
Yes, ma'am.
Was she surprised?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, why was it important to you to know when Mr. and Mrs. Mebben believed that Mindy had passed?
To determine when it happened.
Okay. And so you've heard testimony here in the courtroom that they believed she had died on December 1st of 2022. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And at that point, based on the entomologist, what steps in your investigation did you believe had already occurred?
And that one, as far as investigation goes, we're in the process of searching for him.
Okay. For who is him?
Mr. Kassotis.
Okay. And Did her parents' information assist you in limiting the timeline as to her death as well?
It did.
Okay. And had Mr. Frank advised you of when the last time he had seen her?
Yes, ma'am.
And had Mrs. Mebin also advised you as to when she had last seen her daughter?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you at that time have any reason to believe that anyone other than Mr. Kassotis had been with Mrs. Mindi?
I did not.
As far as you knew, was there anyone else with opportunity, with access to her at that time?
Not according to the defendant.
Okay. And specifically, were you able to determine a time frame with respect to when you believed that she had passed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you know for sure exactly where in your investigation or when she died?
I did not.
Okay. When you were investigating this case, did you attempt to limit that as much as possible?
Yes, ma'am.
And as a result, where did you take the warrants?
Liberty County.
Why did you take the warrants in Liberty County?
That part of the determination through consultation with district attorney's office, as well as past experience with other cases. Venue resided where the body was at the time. We can't determine exact location of death.
So as you sit here, did you have lots of speculation as to what you thought might have happened without telling us what it was?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. But ultimately, without a definitive answer, where did you rely on for that?
And where the torso was located in Liberty County.
Okay. Was other portions of her remains in different counties?
Yes, ma'am.
What county?
McIntosh County.
Okay. And at that point, why did you determine Liberty as opposed to McIntosh?
They're in the same judicial circuit, and torso, which was the initial discovery, was in Liberty County.
Now, did you confirm with Mr. and Mrs. Mebin their whereabouts at the time leading up to December 2nd, 2022?
Yes, ma'am.
And where did you believe they were at the time?
At one point, Mr. Mebin was in surgery. Prior to that, they were Hilton Head.
And do you know where in Hilton Head they were, with whom?
They had a condo which had the address was the initial address provided of us. And then at that point is when they returned back from Mr. Mebin's house surgery.
And did you confirm that information?
Yes, ma'am.
Would it be fair to say that they had to be ruled out as suspects as well?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you in fact do that by corroborating that information?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know if Mrs. Mebin had been working that week of after Thanksgiving?
No, not until I heard her testimony.
Okay. So ultimately, when they came back, meaning Mr. and Mrs. Mebin, did they return to the dwelling as far as you knew?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you spoke with them, is that when you learned of the location where they were residing?
Yes, ma'am.
As a result of that, what did you do?
We went to that location. Actually, the team of agents prior to me arriving and went to the location, interviewed the Airbnb. Ms. Hansen heard from, and began processing that particular residence.
Okay. And when you processed that residence at that time, was that attempting to determine what, if anything, had happened there?
That's correct.
Okay. When you ultimately had an opportunity to speak with Mr. Kassotis himself, we watched those in court, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Are those the entire interviews in their entirety?
Yes, ma'am, they are.
Okay. Did Mr. Kassotis also indicate that Mindy's parents had gone to Hilton Head and were away for that time period?
He did.
So that was in his own words?
Yes, ma'am.
Once you went withdrawn, once you were able to get Dr. Monder's report and speak with Mrs. and Mr. Mebin, Mindy's parents, did you go back and reevaluate all the leads you had in this case?
Yes, ma'am. We went over all of it.
Okay. And initially, you heard Detective Frost testify that he had determined that Mr. Kassotis had purchased the knife as early as December 7th, 2022. You knew that in that investigation, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Why was that not important to you initially?
Initially, he had contacted Detective Frost that ran that information out, and had contacted Mindy's brother. And at that time, he felt like it wasn't necessary.
Okay. And ultimately, did you know that it was Mindi Kassotis back on December 7th, 2022?
We did not.
Okay. Now, you've heard testimony concerning the Airbnb, is that correct?
That's correct.
And during the course of that testimony, did you have occasion to take side-by-side photographs of the rug from the consent search at that dwelling and the Airbnb location profile pictures?
Profile pictures from the internet, yes, ma'am.
At this time, I'd like to show council 1.109. Did you make a demonstrative for this jury of these two rugs side by side?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And I'd like to show that to the witness.
Yes, ma'am, this actually has my name, in case number, presentation of items initially prepared to present the case district attorney's office. But it's also here to be 109.
Thank you. Is that the same or substantially the same as when you made it?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that the photograph that we just described?
Yes, ma'am.
This time I'd like to tender 1.109.
Any objection?
No objection as a demonstrative.
All right, it's submitted for demonstrative purposes.
May I publish?
You may.
Are those the photographs of those two rugs side by side?
Yes, ma'am.
What color backdrop do each of those rugs have? Like the primary portion of the rug, what color is it?
It's a mixed color.
Okay. Is there a cream portion to this rug as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is that present in both of those rugs?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna bring it up to the jury as well, Your Honor. Did you believe that they looked well? Did she, meaning Mrs. Hansen, recognize the difference between these rugs?
She did.
And Mr. Kassotis advised during his interview that he replaced the rug, didn't he?
He did.
Did he say why?
He said that Rusty got sick on the road.
So he replaced it because Rusty got sick on the rug on the right side, correct?
That's correct.
Now, in connection with this case, did you have an opportunity to determine if Mr. Kassotis did anything after December 1st of 2022 when his wife had passed?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us, well, before I go on to that, can you just tell me, we talked about some Airbnb records, is that right? And we received those, and I say we, law enforcement received those, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review those records for Airbnb?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you determine who had rented the location of 311 East 65th Street in Savannah?
Yes, ma'am. Nicholas Kassotis.
Not Jim McIntyre?
Not Jim McIntyre.
Not Apis Security?
No, ma'am.
Nicholas Kassotis?
That's correct.
Under his actual name?
That's correct.
And that's in the period of when?
There's a range of times, range of bank records that indicate that.
Okay. Would it be fair to say that the Airbnb was rented approximately May of 2022?
That's correct. May to June, in that area.
Okay. And that was under his real name of Nick Kassotis at the time? Thank you, Your Honor. Were there any payments made by Jim McIntyre on any of the bank records?
No, ma'am.
Any of the Airbnb records?
No, ma'am.
Any Apis Security on any of the bank records?
No, ma'am.
Any of the Airbnb records?
No, ma'am.
Any of the Home Depot records?
No, ma'am.
Now, you indicated that you also got those bank records, is that right?
That's correct.
Did you go through them individually?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you attempt to determine what transactions would be demonstrated on those bank records?
Yes, ma'am.
In conjunction with that, was there a report made of an Excel spreadsheet?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me what that was?
It was basically records that were created for bank records that were, make them easier, simpler to look over. Our intelligence analyst assisted with that preparation.
And did you have an opportunity to review those records? Meaning the Excel spreadsheet?
I did.
Did you compare it to the original bank records?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And would it be fair to say that would assist this jury perhaps in reviewing the evidence in connection with this case?
Yes, ma'am.
At this time, Your Honor, I would like to, let me just be clear, you saw it before you testified here today?
I've seen it many times.
Okay. At this time, Your Honor, I would seek to introduce 1.101 under the folder certified business records, the transaction card for debit card transactions, 2022 and 2023, for demonstrative purposes.
No objection on demonstrative. So admitted.
Thank you.
It's
It's on the USB 1.101 in the folder certified business records. If we can turn that on. Now, is the account number listed in one of these columns?
Yes, ma'am.
And does it list the amount and the purchases?
Yes, ma'am, along with the date.
Okay. Just for the purposes of this exhibit, does this exhibit indicate where the purchases start back on October 1st of 2022?
Yes, ma'am.
And where are those purchases primarily made?
Uber Eats, Savannah, Georgia, Publix, Savannah, Georgia, Taco Bell, Savannah, Georgia, PetSmart, Savannah, Georgia, and Firehouse, Savannah, Georgia.
Would it be fair to say that all of those purchases are within what area?
Savannah, Georgia.
And if you continued through this exhibit, all the way down and scrolling through until November 4th, is there a transaction on November 4th of 2024? Rather, 2022, excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
What was that? Purchase at what location?
The Home Depot, Savannah, Georgia.
Did that coincide with reports you received back from Home Depot about a purchase?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was purchased on that date?
And that was a show purchase.
If I scroll down now, are those purchases still within the Savannah area?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you get down to November 28th of 2022, was there a purchase made on that date?
This is Bass Pro Store, Savannah, Georgia.
And on the 29th, does it show a transaction?
It's Marathon Petro 24, Midway, Georgia.
Okay. Now showing what I'd like to mark as 1.117. I'm showing you council. Do you recognize what's depicted here?
Yes, ma'am.
What is that?
That's a photograph, basically the transaction listed at the bottom, and the store, the Marathon store, located in Midway, Georgia, which is here in Liberty County.
And where is Midway in reference to relationship to Riceboro?
It's north of Riceboro.
Would that be between Riceboro and Savannah?
Yes, correct.
Okay. And was there a transaction made at that Marathon gas station?
Yes, ma'am.
What time?
Timestamp.
Or date, just the date.
The date's the 29th.
Okay.
But I don't recall the specific time.
Okay. And that physical location was on November 2022 at that gas station?
That's correct.
Does that show up in the bank records?
Yes, ma'am.
At this time, Your Honor, I would seek to tender that exhibit.
That's a one's correct. I have no objection to one's
I have no objection to the demonstrative. May I publish?
You may proceed.
portion here, the clip, the white section, what is that?
That's the screenshot of the bank record.
And the photograph on the left and the right side up top, what is that?
Of the store itself.
And do you know whether or not this car associated with this account was utilized at this store?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
How do
ma'am.
you know that?
It came back in the record, bank record for Nick Kassotis.
And those bank records that are laid down the bottom of Mr. Kassotis?
That's correct. That's correct.
Now, I'd like to scroll down to December 1st of 2022. If you can tell us if there was anything that was interesting, and does it indicate when that posted to the account?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, posted the following day on December 2nd.
And prior to your testimony here today, did you have an opportunity
To get a
clip from the bank records for that transaction?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I'm showing you witness at 1.110. Did you also have occasion to try to track
The vehicle itself on December 1st and 2nd, 2022?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. This is our intelligence analyst. We were able to track the vehicle for a specific and got a photograph of that day.
How do you know it's the same vehicle?
Based on the tag number, vehicle registration prepared by our intelligence analyst.
And you saw the records for that vehicle here in court, is that correct?
That's correct.
And was that the license plate associated with that vehicle?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
That being the 2022 Green Ford Explorer?
That's correct.
And were you able to make any observations with respect to that photograph that was important to your investigation?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. The vehicle had appeared to be recently washed.
Is that a photograph of the material that you received?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Is
ma'am.
that a fair and accurate depiction of what you received concerning that vehicle?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
And
ma'am.
is that a portion of the Renaissance Bank records already in evidence?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
At this time, I would seek to tender that exhibit as demonstrated.
No objection to this one.
All right, it's admitted for that purpose.
Was there anything interesting about the tires on this car?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Appeared the vehicle had recently been washed.
Did you tell? What was the weather conditions like leading up to December 1st and 2nd, 2022?
It had rained.
How were the roads out in the Portal Hunting Club on those dates?
Portions of them had began to dry, but there were portions that was very, very wet.
Is there any mud on these tires?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
And that car had recently been through the tidal wave car wash, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
After December 1st and 2nd, 2022, can you tell us there was a change in the transaction record for the Renaissance Bank account records attributed to Mr. Kassotis?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And what was that?
We see on the 7th, Cottonwood, Alabama, then Jacksonville, Florida on the 6th, Orange, Florida on the 7th, Tennessee on the 8th, Illinois on the 8th again, St. Louis, Missouri on December 9th, Jacksonville, Florida on December 7th, and Prattville, Alabama is back to St. Louis, Missouri on the 10th. Target in Brentwood, Missouri on the 12th. Chesterfield, Missouri the 13th. And then in Greenville, Indiana on 15th.
How far are those locations from Savannah, Georgia?
Right away.
Are they close to each other?
And the ma'am.
To your knowledge, based on the records, were there any transactions for anywhere outside of Georgia from October 1st of 2022 through till December of 2022?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Thank you. You can do it. Your Honor, for the purposes of this portion of my presentation, I printed out 1.101 rent bank records for the account ending in 141, showing to council. I've marked them as 1.10 Renaissance. May I approach the witness? May you, Madam Clerk. This is in evidence of publishing the first page of this document. Can you tell us whose account this was?
Nicholas Kassotis.
And if I scroll down on that first page. One moment. Does it indicate that account was opened? Date opened?
Yes, ma'am. 5/27/22.
So on May 27th, 2022, this account was opened in what name?
Nicholas Kassotis.
Not Nicholas Stark.
That's correct.
Nicholas Kassotis. And the clips that we've shown in those demonstrative aids that you just showed to the jury, are they from these records?
Yes, ma'am.
And will these records, they're already in evidence, correct?
That's correct.
You can turn them off, thank you. Now, after December 1st, 2022, did you determine if Mr. Kassotis made any efforts to secure additional driver's licenses?
Yes, ma'am.
And did he?
Yes, ma'am.
At this time, I'm showing it's a 1.105. 1.106, 1.107, 1.108. I'm also showing him 1.111 and 1.112. I'm going to start with 1.105, 1.107, and 1.108. Can you tell us what these three records are?
Then 1.105 is Georgia Driver's Services. Driver's license. Nicholas James Kassotis.
Your Honor, at this point, I would tender those exhibits. They're all certified copies, and counsel has provided.
The three of which numbers?
1.105, 1.107, and 1.106.
Eight.
Thank you.
5, 7, and 8?
Yes.
Okay.
5:30.
Can you tell us what was the driver's license for Georgia in that case?
The Georgia driver's license is issued for Nicholas James Kassotis, issued on July 26, 2022.
And that was July 26, 2022, under the Kassotis.
That's correct.
Were you able to determine a driving record after December 1st, 2020, well, let me back up. After May 2022, or 2023, rather, my apologies.
Yes, there's a state of Delaware, dated July 24th of 25.
Okay, so I'm going to slow down, let me make my question more clear. So with Georgia, that record initially indicates that issued what date?
The issue date is July 26, 2022.
Was there ever a different name on his Georgia driver's license than Mr. Kassotis from the records from the Georgia Department of Driver Services?
No, ma'am.
There was no driver's license with a different name?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now, you heard testimony from Miss Samantha Pugliese, correct?
That's correct.
And she indicated that Mr. Kassotis provided her with a driver's license, is that right?
That's correct.
And I'm showing council 1.111. Mayor Pritchard. Do you recognize that?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Where did you receive that driver's license from? Or the photograph?
From Ms. Goldsney.
Okay. And was there anything on there that was important to your investigation?
Yes, ma'am. Basically looking at the last name, that's not consistent with the Georgia driver's license information that I had provided. And you can see a faint in the background, faint area that tells the license appears to be altered.
Is that a fair and accurate representation of the paperwork that Ms. Pugliese gave you?
That's correct.
Did you put any markings on that?
There's an arrow pointing to that area where you start to see basically where the
Thank you. Now, you indicated that the driver's license for Georgia was July of 2022, correct?
That's correct.
After December 1st, 2022, can you tell the jury where was the first place driver's license got changed?
There's a state of Delaware driving record. The issue date is 1/13/2023.
And that issue date for 1/13/2023, what name did Mr. Kassotis utilize?
Nicholas James Kassotis.
That was on January 13th, 2023.
That's correct. With a Wilmington, Delaware address.
Prior to that, had Mr. Kassotis already changed his name legally anywhere else?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to now show the witness 1.106. Do you recognize this certified document?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
What is that?
That is a document where he changed his name to Nicholas James, from Nicholas James Kassotis to Nicholas Stark.
And what day did he seek his name change?
This was filed on January the 4th, 2023 in the Circuit Court of St. Louis County.
At this time, I seek to tender 1.106.
It is admitted.
Thank you. So you said that this was January 4th of 2023, is that right?
That's correct.
And on January 13th, he used the name Kassotis for Delaware?
That's correct.
Is that after he had already secured Missouri?
Yes, ma'am.
At this time, Your Honor, I'd like to publish this. Did Mr. Kassotis have to provide any information on that application to change his name in Missouri?
Yes, ma'am.
We'll go ahead and give you the break. I understand a couple of the jurors use it.
I think it's been 2.5 hours.
So
Y'all can step out of the bailiff and we'll take a short recess. All right, jury's out. Take a 10-minute recess. In place. All right, everyone, please be seated. Council, you may continue.
Thank you.
Agent Sands, when we left off, I believe we were talking about the livery being changed. I'm going to direct your attention to the monitor. May I turn that on, please? Thank you. This is Exhibit 1.106 in evidence. Does that have a filed date on it?
Yes, ma'am. January the 4th, 2023.
And was that for a particular petitioner?
Nicholas James Kassotis.
And in there, does it indicate what his date of birth was? One moment. Over here. Can you see that? Oh, you cannot. My apologies.
6/3 of 1982.
Second page. Does it indicate who the petitioner is as the signature for this?
Nicholas Kassotis.
Okay. And is there a checkbox under 6, if you can read that to the jury, that second checkbox?
It says no notice of as defined in 45.5.010 RSMO, or the victim of child abuse as defined in 210.1110 RMSO, or the victim of abuse by a family or household member as defined in 455.010 RSMO.
At the back of this,
The Savannah Police Department in Savannah, Georgia. The victim is identified as Nick.
would that be the basis for the domestic violence allegation for the sealing of those records?
Is added to this report.
And who would have submitted those documents in conjunction with that petition?
Nicholas Kassotis.
Apologies. The date.
There's a range of dates from 9/3 of 2022 to 10/1 of 22, but the approval date is 10/4 of 22. The reported date is 10/3 of 22.
So a reported date would be when the report was filed with Savannah?
That's correct. It even has a time of 16:53.
Okay, is there an incident date alleged?
Yes, ma'am, that's the range of dates I mentioned earlier.
Okay, thank you. On page 3, does it indicate one moment. Actually, it says 2 of 5 on the bottom of this exhibit. Does it say the name of mother at the top?
Yes, it says my parents' father or mother, full legal name is Linda Ann Cronin Kassotis.
And on the preceding page, does it say the father's name?
It says my parents' full legal name is Wayne Harry Kassotis.
Was that consistent or inconsistent with the names of his parents listed on the marriage license between him and Samantha Kolyesnik?
That was not consistent.
Thank you. And now, on question 14 and 15, on page 205, does it tell you where he claimed to reside when he filed that petition?
It says I reside in the state of Missouri, number 14, and number 15, I reside in the county of St. Louis.
Does it indicate a checkbox which he asserted under 17 he was the victim of?
So number 17 says check all the boxes that apply, and the box that checked is I'm a victim of a crime based upon domestic violence as defined in 455.010 RSMO.
Can you tell us what boxes 18 and 19 indicate?
Number 18 says there are no unsatisfied money judgments against me. It's checked one of 2 boxes, and that box is checked. Number 19 says check one of the boxes, and the box that's checked is there are no cases requesting money pending against me.
And what date was this again?
This was filed on January the 4th of 2023.
Thank you. Is that signed by anyone under sign above?
There's a signature and there's a printed name that says Nicholas Kassotis.
Is that the printed name that you're reading?
printed name's over on the right, and it appears to be a signature.
I'm going to physically put that up on the screen. Is that the signature right there that you were referring to?
Yes, ma'am.
And that the print that you were referring to?
That's correct.
Is that notarized?
Yes, ma'am.
That would be sworn to, correct?
That's correct.
That had already been filed, correct, when the Delaware driver's license was sought?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, during the course of your investigation, did you make efforts to locate any medical records for Mindi Kassotis?
Yes, ma'am. We reached for Medicare or Medicaid to see said there was interview.
Did you receive any results of records reflecting any services?
We did not.
Did you make efforts to review the path of travel of Mr. Kassotis' phone number, those records from the phone company, and his vehicle in the days of December 1st, 2022?
Yes, ma'am, with the assistance of other agents in that were assisting.
Did you ever yourself drive those locations?
Some of the locations, yes.
Were you able to find a birthing center in the vicinity of the areas described by Mr. Kassotis?
I was not.
Did you ever have an address?
I did not.
Did you have a name of that location?
I did not.
Did you have any doctor's names?
I did not.
Did you have any medical records?
No, ma'am.
Did you ever make an effort to determine what happened to Mr. Kassotis' vehicle that he advised you had gone up in flames?
Yes, ma'am, we did.
And how did you do that?
Through the Pennsylvania State Police, as well as the search for the vehicle identification number.
Okay. And as a result, did you find a claim?
We did.
And what company was that with?
Cure Insurance.
When we say Cure, you mean C-U-R-E?
C-U-R-E.
Okay. Did they send you the records for that?
Yes, ma'am, they did.
And were those business records?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, I seek to tender these exhibits as they were previously indicated as noticed business records for Cure.
No objection.
They are,
Very good.
my apologies, Your Honor. They are listed on USB 1.101 under the folder Cure. I now seek to publish those, Your Honor.
You may.
Is that the car?
Yes, ma'am.
Would it be fair to say that you received those pictures directly from Cure?
Yes, ma'am.
Did they send you a series of photographs?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm now going to shift through them. If you could just tell us if these are in fact the photographs that you received from Cure. Images 1.jpg,
Yes, ma'am.
2.jpg, 3.jpg,
Yes.
4.jpg,
Yes.
5.jpg,
Yes.
6.jpg,
Yes.
7.jpg,
Yes.
8.jpg,
Yes.
9.jpg,
Yes.
10.jpg,
Yes.
11.jpg,
Yes.
and is that the actual indicator that provided the screenshot?
Yes, now this was independent from the Cure records, this screenshot.
Okay. How did you secure that document?
We actually searched the VN on Google and found it listed on auction.
Madam Clerk, can you turn that off, please? Thank you. When reviewed those documents and photographs, do you recall when you received them?
I do not.
Okay. Did they ultimately come in during the course of the investigation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When Mr. Kassotis had his interviews with you, did you attempt to investigate the information he provided you during the course of those interviews?
Yes, ma'am, we did.
And did you run down those leads with respect to different agencies and locations to attempt to confirm that or verify that?
Yes, ma'am, we contacted the Pennsylvania State Police at that time.
And what, if anything, did you request of the Pennsylvania State Police to do?
To review the vehicle even further and to try to make a determination as to what happened with it.
Now, the car itself that we talked about, the 2022 Ford Explorer purchased at J.C. Lewis, you saw those records, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Were there any payments for that vehicle from a Jim McIntyre?
No, ma'am.
Were there any payments by Apis Security?
No, ma'am.
And specifically, that was paid for by whom?
Mr. Kassotis.
Your Honor, I have entered some demonstrative exhibits referencing the flock camera photograph with the car that had been connected to December 1st of title, and the photographs of the rugs. I am going to seek to introduce the originals without any demonstrative aids for them to the jury, just so that we're clear. They are on 1.101 under photographs, under flock, and 1.101 under photographs, and it lists old rug and replacement rug.
No objection. All right, they're admitted.
Thank you. My apologies, just one moment, Your Honor. Now, ultimately, did you learn of an individual by the name of Samantha Kolyesnik?
I did.
And did you receive the text message exchanges between Ms. Kolyesnik and Mr. Kassotis?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Were you aware of when those communications had initiated?
Back in October of 2022.
Was that before or after Mrs. Mevin Kassotis was deceased?
Before.
And where did you receive those text messages from?
From Ms. Kolsnick via email.
And ultimately, did you determine the information she provided here in this courtroom concerning their courtship?
Yes, ma'am.
Their engagement?
Yes, ma'am.
And their marriage?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you secure the records concerning that from her?
Yes, ma'am.
And were you aware of that information?
Yes, ma'am.
Why was that important to your investigation?
As in?
The information that you had about from Mrs. at the time, Mrs. Kassotis, now Samantha Kolyesnik.
The name had changed actually at that time to Stark, and the other name changes in the continuation. The relationship began before and continued till they got married and other information.
My apologies. So she was never Kassotis, she was Mrs. Stark at the time.
That's correct.
Okay. And she's now not,
That's
correct?
correct.
Can you explain to the jury how you ultimately found Mr. Kassotis at the end of your investigation?
The assistance of the FBI and the U.S. Marshal Service, as well as records that you heard provided from the Airbnb by Special Agent Christian Johnson, Those work kind of together in conjunction to end up leading to the arrest.
Now, ultimately, when he was arrested, you had the opportunity to speak to him, right?
The following day, yes.
Okay, and we watched that interview, correct?
That's correct.
When you had the opportunity to speak with him, he indicated to you that Mr. McIntyre had been the one providing him with funds. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And that was his source of income, correct?
That's correct.
Did he at any time advise you in reference to Cameron Nelson?
He did not.
Or the $199,000 approximately that they provided to him?
He did not. Can I clarify? He did mention Cameron Nelson, but nothing about the financial assistance.
Okay. And with respect to that, did you make an effort to determine what funds he had access to?
We did.
And is that part of why you secured the Renaissance Bank records?
That's correct.
Okay. And when you secured those Renaissance Bank records, did you determine if there was a very large deposit of some sort?
Yes, ma'am.
What was that?
It was around $300,000 in June.
At this time, I'm going to seek to mark 1.118 and show us the witness. I'm showing it to counsel. Can I approach?
Yes, ma'am.
What are those, sir?
This is the business records, 2 pages. From Sony Pictures Entertainment Incorporated.
Are those the business records with regards to Sony, you said?
That's correct.
Your Honor, at this time, I would seek to tender those records as business records notice has been served on those for 1.118.
No objection, Your Honor. They are admitted without objection.
Thank you. Can you tell the jury, what did you determine with respect to that $300,000 transaction?
It was in regard to a sale of a short story.
Who sold the short story?
Nicholas Stark, as Nick Morfox, which we determined to be Mr. Nicholas Kassotis.
Okay. And who did he sell the story to?
Sony.
And for how much?
$300,000.
Was that his share of the proceeds of the transaction?
That's correct.
What I mean is, there was an agent too, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So his portion that received, did you try to verify whether or not that money went into his actual account?
Yes.
And did it?
Yes.
If I could have just one moment, Your Honor. Might actually be easier on the physical exhibit. Ma'am? Just so I show counsel the same page. Do you see the notation of the deposit or the addition at the very bottom of this page?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
How much money was deposited?
On 6/22, there was a direct deposit for $300,000.
And whose account did that go into?
Nicholas Kassotis.
And the story that Mr. Kassotis sold, is that included in Exhibit 1.118?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Can you tell us, is that story there in its entirety?
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
And that story that was sold to Sony, you heard reference to it from prior witnesses, correct?
That's correct.
Do you know what the plot of that story was?
The title is My Mother-in-Law Was Poisoning Me, Killing Me.
Okay. And did it concern the death or the alleged death of an individual?
It did.
And is that in there in its entirety?
That's correct.
And that check was received and deposited, you said what date?
June the 22nd,
Of what year?
2022.
Would it be fair to say that where that check came from?
Yes.
Where did that check come
It was
from?
a direct deposit from, and the title was internet, but it ends up being the Sony based on the document, Sony Entertainment.
Okay. Is there any reference to Jim McIntyre anywhere in there?
There's not.
Did you ever make an effort to locate Jim McIntyre?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Can you tell the jury what you did?
I asked our intelligence analysts to search. There was a number of them around the country with the same name or people. There was football coaches, different people of different, right? But there was only one in this area, in the Savannah area.
And that person, did you speak to them?
I did. He was near the law firm where Ms. McMahon works. So we went and talked to him at his office.
Can you tell us what did he look like? Age?
An older gentleman, in his 60s.
So he wasn't in his 40s?
No, he was not.
Do you know what he did for a living?
He worked for a company, he managed a company that sold dental implants around the world.
Did you verify if Mindy's implant might have been with him?
He actually searched the records while I was there.
Jim McIntyre to this case?
I could not.
Now, you went through these bank records, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Were there any purchases that appeared to be consistent with a baby on the way?
No, ma'am.
No cribs?
No cribs.
No furniture?
No, ma'am.
Any children's clothing that stores bye-bye baby, anything like that?
No, ma'am.
In connection with this case, was a death certificate ever issued?
Yes, ma'am.
And was that issued at what point?
Here in Liberty County.
And when was that, do you know?
As far as specific date, I don't, but it would have been after the autopsy, the identification. It takes a little bit of a process to go through.
If you were deceased in the state of Georgia at a medical facility, would a death certificate generate?
Yes, ma'am.
Was there any other death certificate on file for Mindi Kassotis?
Not only did we check for death certificates, we actually contacted the coroner's office in Chatham and surrounding counties in an attempt to determine was there one in process.
And was there?
No.
Did you ever try to track down the red-headed man in Riceboro?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you do?
I actually rode in the area based on the description. I knew there were no homes on that road, but basically went in that area just to see if anybody matching that description or any residents in that description was in the area.
And did you find anybody?
No, ma'am. There are no houses on that road.
Okay. And did you check the roads that you saw compared to the mapping that Agent Bernie provided?
Yes, ma'am. All the hunting roads we rode for days, in addition to we flew over them with the Georgia State Patrol helicopter.
Did you make any effort to determine if Mr. Kassotis had filed any lawsuits in conjunction with his wife's untimely death?
Yes, ma'am.
Were there any?
No, ma'am.
And Mr. Kassotis indicated that when his wife was mistakenly cremated, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he indicate if anybody that he notified about her death was invited to her spreading of ashes?
He did not.
Did he indicate whether he was there alone or with anyone else?
He implied he was alone at the time.
I just want to make sure there's a timeline. Could you find any evidence of a cashier's check for $800,000+?
No, ma'am.
And you went through the bank records of the time period in connection with that?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Now, you heard testimony from Ms. Nelson that she provided funds to Mr. Kassotis over approximately a 2-year period. Is that right?
That's correct.
And do you know when Mr. Kassotis stayed at Frank IV and Megan's property? Was that before or after the money from Cameron Nelson?
That would have been before.
Before she was providing resources?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And do you know how long he stayed with them?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Okay.
I don't recall.
At some point subsequently, they came down to Savannah?
Yes, ma'am.
Would that be right around the time when the money came in from Sony?